Welcome back to the late night extravaganza that is Call of the Night. We've seen several escapades, things you can do when you can't exactly sleep, and a few business ventures. I'm not sure exactly how far they're going to go with those things, but we have seen that it is somewhat helpful for those out there. So, if you yourself are having trouble sleeping, which definitely wouldn't have, which if the case, you definitely wouldn't have found your way here. You might be able to sit back and relax a bit because there's some fun dealings with vampires. How long is it going to take before any additions to the family? We saw how eager our boy was to bring others into the fold when he himself isn't actually a denizen of the night yet. Wonder how that will all turn out though. Let's see. Still people around. Seems a little early for him to be walking about. Might just... his worst fears. Yeah, pretend he hasn't heard. Act ignorant, keep walking. I guess it's not that bad. In case she gets called in to do more work. Understandable. She taking a stand, actually not being taken advantage of with the excessive workload. She has options. She's not stuck into this life. Or actually being rewarded in a way. Having people be grateful. I liked the slow increase in rain, not so slow increase in rain into a bit of a downpour. Just like that, the weather can change in an instant. To be fair, I wouldn't mind a bit of rain about now. And just how many people is he going to affect the lives of, considering that the vampire is what, at least she said she was, trying to help people relax and sleep, mostly the night and etc. He's doing so without any supernatural powers. Sometimes just a bit of mental stability and someone to talk to can do wonders. And this is episode 7. We haven't met pretty much anyone in the opening credits. What other reasons are people going to have for wandering about at this time? And now is he trapped there until the rain subsides? Well, at least he is walking away. Look around first, make sure she's actually waving at him, not someone she knows standing behind. Excuse me? Ah, that kind of transaction. Was a bit of a ego boost, or just to prove a point? Something to do. And then she leaves, hopefully. She has standards. Yeah. Everyone, a little. You know, well, I was going to say, despite, well, Japan might be a little safer for these kind of things, even if it is still quite dangerous. This won't just be merely murdered, but not much of a consolation. I mean, he's should be immune to these kind of things, considering the dress code of people he's been hanging out with recently. He could at least try to avert a gaze. And now she steals his drink. Thief! He paid, well, no, he didn't pay good money for it. It was a gift. He's following her this far. Well, now there's no need to continue after her. How does he have the power here to draw people of the same like-mindedness, the ones that are bored of their lives with not much else to do? They're all getting drawn to around him. Not the response that I would have expected. Aha. I see. She's not eager in sharing her meals. Is this a territory dispute? As soon as we understood that she knew who he was, there's something up. I see now that the whole waiting, finding people to... That's how it works. To pick her up, then go karaoke and whatnot. Then she gets a meal. It's a bit slow on the uptake there. So she came to check. Seems the rumours haven't let her down. I see. I wonder if many people have gone missing. I didn't expect. She's still holding onto that arm. It's going to be a weak point, but I didn't expect a battle to commence in this episode. She's not going to let things go easily. Are they going to have a conversation while they're up here in the air? For once, I actually think the cape is better. In a sense. Can at least descend slowly. That is the best descending scream I've heard in a while. Oh, rather than just have one or two characters introduced, we're getting a whole bunch of them. What is the size of the vampire ecology in this city? Do they have a club they all go to? Ah, I was about to say, do these break that rule? But no. Hmm? Doesn't he want to take things at his own speed? Also, what about the people that he's been well, not so accidentally informing? Well, there we go. Simple. How could she gain his trust and well, not so easily? Yeah, they're pushing it quite hard, aren't they? The thing is, he's only just met them. Would he want to become a vampire and have to be part of this clique? She's confident in that. Are they just going to fight amongst themselves and he'll be able to slip out the back door or something? I mean, at least two of them there have distinct styles. I'm not sure what the other two are, the Honda and. To be fair, it seems like he's got more presence in this conversation than I would have expected after the abduction. Any man except one that's in front of her. Is she going to be pleased about that comparison? The unpopular letdown. And the fact that she was so fast to flip in her emotions there. She's a bit of an oddball. Yeah, I kind of like that. She sticks to herself, does her own thing rather than trying to put on these airs. And so for them, who seems to see all of this, I'm not sure if they see it as a game or not, but hmm. And then we've got Nazna who's in fits of embarrassment whenever you bring up things of love and this and the like. It's a bit harsh, don't you think? So this is they could have done it in a different way if it's about his safekeeping and whatnot. She's good with her words here. It's just taking things at her own pace. Does that face look like she's trying to pull a fast one. The fact that she's actually pushing herself this far to admit things to herself. I mean, a bit out of nowhere, isn't it? Scooch over a bit, make room on the couch. I have no idea what seating positions are best for holding conversations. She has a certain charm to him, at least. Why are they all just going along with this? Since when they uh, vying for his attention. Yeah, he doesn't exactly get swept up with flow conversations in, well, for better or worse. Considering he questioned it himself, he's out of the loop and he doesn't even understand his own emotions. Good thing it was set up in previous episodes. What an ego-destroying move. I mean, is there... Yeah, they kind of misunderstood the situation just because... I mean, he's made his position on the thing immediately clear. What timing for you to appear? Superhero landing and all. Is she going to try and turn tail and flee? Give her a moment to compose herself slightly. How red is her face? Just grab him and leave now. Why is being embarrassed over the topic apparently off-putting? But does she need to also corroborate the story here? Well, by playing games, being a little obnoxious. And yet this time it's different. She's taking an interest in him and he's stuck around. I I'm not liking her approach of going about things. She's quite protective. You know, if this wasn't about vampires, it might be everyone here might be taking it a bit far, but just because they don't understand the situation and and are assuming that she's incapable of these kind of things. What exactly about him? Well, so now she has to come out and say it in front of everyone why he's interesting to her. Or just take that. Are they going to take the simplistic answer, which is technically the truth, and sooner or later they'll merge and they'll both get their wish? I mean, they're making a lot of assumptions here on her behalf. Her hands-off approach of getting people to fall for her, somewhat refreshing compared to the rest of this group. An unspoken agreement. So it will just happen naturally over the course of them being together. I tend to agree with that statement. Well, all's well that ends well. No one's immediately getting murdered, being taken out back and shot like a dog. But years. That's not gonna impress them. They were expecting days. You were doing so well. Sometimes he's got to learn to hold his tongue. He was almost out of the situation. And what about the other one that they met? Is she going to be informed of everything that's transpired here tonight? The plan's in place. Why exactly they want to continue expanding the ranks and getting more offspring? Not entirely sure, but might just be nice to have more people around who are actually vampires and money themselves. But the idea of at least not having humans running around knowing about the state of vampires and cause issues, understandable. But where are all the male vampires? Are we just not being shown them because it's not expedient to the situation? Maybe the reason that he hasn't been turned is well, you know. This episode went places. The return of the office worker who was taking him up on his offer of being transformed into a vampire later on, it's given a peace of mind should she actually grow weary of the rat race of actually being employed and going through that life like that. But then immediately just shoving that aside, vampires, lots of them. Asuna wasn't the only one that is roaming the skies at night. But yeah, they really don't mess around, do they? Within a few seconds, you want to be a vampire? Cool. Well, choose one or die. The idea that they assume that falling in love is such a easy prospect. Granted, the ways they've gone about it before probably didn't involve abduction and then threats of their life. Not usually the best way of getting into a long-term committed relationship. Now, Nazuno by herself just being a bit hesitant to talk about these kind of things, to turn anyone to have the conversations about feelings and romance. I don't see why inherently that's a bad thing. Sure, the reluctance to actually turn anyone, and it's been that way for several years, it appears. Yeah, if ever, depending on how long she's actually been a vampire. You know why they'd not exactly have a huge amount of trust in her process. And while he's still wanting to be a vampire and not spreading malicious rumours about their existence, might not be an issue. Wait a minute, he has been telling people the vampires exist. And all of this could have been avoided if they had a bit more leniency on her and her issues with struggling to join their book club kind of thing. It will be interesting in the next episode, though, seeing how they actually get away from the situation after he's just revealed, hang on, you're expecting this to take years of progress? We don't have that long. Now we only have 6 episodes left. But with that said, there's not too much to really go over. I didn't expect the various vampires to immediately just show off their particular strategies for getting people under their control. But the fact that it all did seem like an act as a way to gain someone's attention and affection, that didn't sit well with me. A much more kind of natural, albeit a little embarrassing, flow of events of Nazuno is much better than orchestrated businesswoman approach. But I'm guessing if they're not immediately under some sort of house arrest or watch list after what he's just said, managing to get off the roof and escape, it's not going to be easy. All the work he put in place to get them to somewhat trust her, all gone in an instant. But that's what Call of the Night is about. If you've enjoyed, let me know. Maybe leave a like on the video. Comment down below. If I've earned it today, maybe even subscribe to the channel. But make sure to get yourselves a bit of rest. Don't get hooked into any schemes. Don't try and talk to people on the street corners. I'll see you in the next one. If you want to join the little club of love where we talk about all things romance, consider joining onto my Patreon where you get none of that and instead just anime on the internet. So under those false promises, I need to thank Noku, Raywin, Sal, Cardboard, Shiwan, Akane, Guado, Tori Jane, Kite, Light Wizard 91, Mega 42, Diego Zanhelsen, SZ 9870, Croyville, Maxwell, and everyone else.